uncertain tonight. The couple who were rescued from the east coast of the island are now recovering in hospital. The couple's yacht ran aground on the east coast of the island in the early hours of yesterday morning. The two passengers, Brian Rodwell and Lorraine Weir, both managed to swim to shore but sustained injuries. BCN News reporter Esther Pavihi has more details.
It's understood the couple were finally taken to hospital at 6:30 yesterday evening after a whole day of rescue efforts. The Health Department's medical team were on site along with the full rescue team. All agencies involved in this mission included the National Disaster Management Office, Niue Police Department, fisheries officials, local fisherman BJ Rex, the search and rescue boat, outside services including the heavy plant division. Fire and rescue services were held up at the airport because of the plane and were only able to attend to the scene after the plane had departed after 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. The incident happened between the village of Liku and Hakupu. This is the second rescue mission for yachts in as many days. Last week, there was another rescue mission to tow in a yacht with engine failure from the west coast of Niue. This is Esther Pavihi for BCN News.
And the Chief of Police, Tony Edwards, who is also the coordinator for the Center of Emergency Operations, says the catamaran yesterday grounded roughly around 4 a.m. The Rescue Coordination Center in New Zealand alerted Niue Police that the emergency beacon was set off, where Niue Police were able to get the coordinates and confirmed that they did hit aground.
Edwards explained the couple on board was disoriented and had no idea of what reef they had hit. He was able to share with us more of the incident.
They were on their way to Niue and grounded at about 4 o'clock yesterday morning. It is uncertain as to what has happened. We haven't really had time to sit down with them and to get the full details of what occurred. But it is certain to us at this stage that they hit a reef. So again, they're not sure which reef they hit before they were grounded.
When questioned on the execution and getting manpower to the isolated and rough terrain, with fire and rescue caught up also in attending to the delayed departing Air New Zealand flight, Edwards advised that processes and structures are in place, affirming this is what they've been trained for and that they're able to adapt, acknowledging also the resilience of the Niuean people and offering to help during such instances.
We had received that call at the time. We were uncertain of how many packs were on board. So the good thing is that what we did is we established that communication through Manutahi, BJ, and BJ was able to stay at the vicinity at the time and be our eyes and communication network there. So BJ was able to stay online and sort of try and see what was happening around and was reporting back to us at the same time. And I think it was visible at the time when he did see 2 packs getting off the yacht and trying to walk across the reef to get on high grounds, and he confirmed that he could see 2 people and only 2 people. So for us, we're sort of, we don't know how many were on board, but at that time BJ confirmed that there was 2 people on board.
The team continued working vigorously today in assessing the wreck to determine feasibility of getting the vessel off the reef. In relation to the environmental damage, Edwards informed these are important conversations to be had and is communicating with the Crown Law and the Secretary to Government. He also acknowledged he wasn't able to inform further on details pertaining to this, but that his paramount worry, in addition to the potential environmental damage, is that of the safety of his team and the risk involved in the assessment.
At this stage, for me, the worry that I have at this stage is the environmental hazard that we've got that is in front of us, and that's what we need to take care of at this stage. Those decisions need to be made as quick as possible, but understanding that we don't want to rush through the process because it's a major risk. It's a risk operation for staff, so we need to make sure that we make those right calls today. And we've got no time, especially with the conditions of the sea on the eastern side. It's a big worry to myself as the coordinator, and the risk that I'm putting staff in. So at this stage, safety is my paramount priority at this stage. When we make those calls, those decisions will be made
Edwards is grateful for all those that have and continue to assist the team and reminds the public that the area concerned is cordoned off and to please remain away from this area while the team engage still in final assessments of the wreckage. Fiafia Rex, BCN News.
The appropriations bill for 2019-2020 is expected to be passed after the third and final reading by the Fono Eke Pule tomorrow. According to the Treasury, the actual numbers have been updated, but there will be no changes to the figures. The Minister of Finance and the Premier, Sir Toke Talangi, will not be at the meeting tomorrow as he is still overseas. There will be minor changes to the names of the department line items. What used to be the line item called the Premier's Department will now be called the Office of the Secretary to Government. BCN News understands that the Fono will also hear from the Parliamentary Select Committee's report on the budget. The Public Accounts Committee Chairperson Maureen Melekitama is expected to deliver the report before the Fono tomorrow. Meanwhile, the leader of the opposition, Honourable Olive Jacobson, has expressed concerns over the lack of access to this report before the meeting tomorrow. Honourable Jacobson told BCN News that she is unable to do her job effectively if she is not able to read the Select Committee's report before the meeting tomorrow. Jacobson's comments also echo the concerns raised at the first reading of the budget last month by other opposition members Crosley Tatui and Terry Coe that they need more time to read the papers to be discussed before the Fono. The 2019 Business Awards was held on Saturday at the Scenic Matavai, with Tahi Ono Art Gallery winning the most prestigious Champion of Champion award on the night. The Business Awards, organized by the Niue Chamber of Commerce, is a biannual event to acknowledge and commend the private sector for their outstanding contribution to Niue's economy.
53 businesses vied for the 7 awards, and the following businesses were awarded on the night. All Relative Cocktail Bar took out the New Business Award, with owner John and Sophia Asanzo. The finalists for this category were Niue Wahoo Fishing Charters and Velina's Salon. The Producers Award went to Rocksteady Enterprises, with owners Glenn and Elaine Jackson. The finalists for this category were A Plus Apparel and Rock Island Enterprises. The Tourism Award went to Niue Wahoo Fishing Charters, owned by Clifford Marsh. The finalists for this category were Breeze Kauhi Accommodation and Namukulu Cottages. Niue Tourism CEO Felicity Boland surprised everybody on the night with the very special Tourism Award acknowledging the Scenic Matavai Resort for their significant contribution to the tourism industry. The Hospitality Award went to Hio Cafe, with owners Tony and Victoria Kalauni. The finalists for this category were Walk on the Rock and Fusion Flavas. The Retail, Trades and Services Award was taken out by Tahiono Art Gallery. The owners Mark and Ahi Cross, with the finalists in this category Iki B Services and The Taxi. And the Customer Service Award went to Alana Tukuniu of Maulu Spa. The finalists in this category were All Relatives Cocktail Bar and Hio Cafe. The winners for each of the 6 categories were finalists for the Champion of Champions Awards, and this was taken out by Tahiono Art Gallery. They were awarded this most prestigious title as the overall winner of the night. This is Esther Pavihi for BCN News.
Niueans residing in Australia are working on establishing a Wangahau Trust. Reverend Dr. Matangi Jessup Vilitama of the Uniting Church of Carlton Ramsgate in Sydney is a key figure in the Niuean community there. An estimated 6,000 Niueans live in Australia. He spoke to BCN News about establishing a Wangahau Niue Trust in Sydney.
At the moment, we are in the process of formally establishing a trust, the Wangahau Niue Trust in Australia. We've had taught the Wangahau Niue in other states, but I think now it's time for us to come together and see what we can offer as far as Niue Australians are concerned and our Wangahau Niue are concerned. Building the bridge between Australia and Niue, perhaps that's probably the better way of doing that, is to establish a trust in which we can communicate and share resources. And of course in New Zealand as well. With the development in New Zealand, I think they're a few years ahead. There's so much to learn. There isn't any worth in rediscovering the wheel. It's a matter of where Where are they? Where are we in Niue? How well are we doing in our Wangahau Niue development? And what resources can we share across the globe where Niueans are at the moment?
He says the trust will help to develop resources and help Niueans in Australia come together and focus on the language and culture. There are plans to also develop an app for Wangahau Niue. And finally, Niue Honey owner Andrew Kauhi has partnered with renowned New Zealand-born and London-based chef Peter Gordon, landing a sweet deal in a new honey package to be launched in 2 to 3 months. Plans are already underway for a new hip flask honey bottle designed to mark the 250th year of Captain James Cook's first Pacific voyage, highlighting the connection to the UK.
While Niue's tourism sector has grown, Kauhi believes the celebrity endorsement will push them a lot further. The new hip flask honey bottle, Kauhi says, will have the chef Peter Gordon on the front in addition to 3 postage-sized stamps, a map showing Niue's location, one of the Bee Sanctuary logo and the other depicting the 3 gold awards won from the UK Honey Show in 2016. The new partnership will see Niue honey sold in Peter Gordon restaurants. When asked when they'll re-enter the UK National Honey Show again, Kauhi said most definitely and at any time now, pending on the production of honey and allowing 5 months in the UK prior to the next awards. The Niue Honey Company has now reached 3,000 in the number of hives, able to produce a couple hundred tons of honey, weather permitting, just like fishing, says Kauhi. Niue, importantly, is home to the most pristine bee colonies. Niue declared their intention in 2017 for the island to become a national bee sanctuary, with Kauhi informing huge support of the sanctuary received from the Worldwide Fund for Nature in recent weeks. Fiafia Rex, BCN News.
And that's BCN News for tonight. Thank you for your company. Have a good night.